Good morning, my brothers and sisters. I laughed when I said this morning. It's about when sentiments smash into sediment. This is Psalm 42 today. So yesterday we learned about Psalm 42 that to praise was to throw. And the question yesterday was, are you throwing your best at God when you are at your worst? Are you throwing your best at God when circumstances are at their worst? So when tears are on the menu for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what do you throw at God? And we're in charge of that. We dictate the direction and the content of what we throw at God. Well, today's going to be about when feelings encounter spiritual facts. It's the clash of these titanic forces of my sentiments into the rock of the Lord. So it's when sentiment smashes into sediment. Psalm 42, when sentiment smashes into sediment. So we're going to watch as the psalmist makes a turn towards God. Now, this is the context of very strong feelings. So it's turning to God when it seems maybe it feels like he's turned away. So the psalm starts with a hungering and thirsting petitioner before the Lord. As the deer pants before the flowing stream, so pants my soul for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. And tears have been my food. Times are bad, in other words. Verse 4, I pour out my soul, empty out my pockets before the Lord. Verse 5, recognize that things are bad. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Why are you in turmoil with me? So this is a soul that is singing the blues. Feels cast down, turmoiled, and troubled. These are genuine questions. Why do you feel like this? These are real assessments. And then they turn to the Lord. Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. That's verse 5. My soul is cast down within me. And then watch the turn. Therefore, I remember you. Because of my feelings, I'm going to do the right thing. So I feel inordinately bad. That the psalm does not deny that whatsoever. But then the next step is, therefore, I remember, I hope, I trust in you. So verse 4, these things I remember from the fact book of my life, the word. So my sentiments have encountered the sediment of God. Verse 7, deep calls to deep at the roar of your waterfalls. All your breakers and waves have gone over me. By day, the Lord commands his steadfast love. So just pause there. So God promises to love me, and the psalmist remembers this hesed, solid love of God. He continues, and at night his song is with me. So when it's dark, he's promised to sing over me. Remember that great passage in Zephaniah chapter 3, where the Lord is in your midst, the mighty one who will save. He will rejoice over you with gladness. He will quiet you by his love. He will exult over you with loud singing. I just love that verse. Okay, back to Psalm 42. I say to my God, my rock, why have you forgotten me? You know, this guy's asking, why did you let me down, Lord? And one of the teaching points of today that I was struck with, the Lord is not afraid of this. Read the Psalms. The Lord is not afraid of emotions and feelings. And he continues in the Psalm. Why do I go into mourning? Because of the oppression of my enemy. As with a deadly wound in my bones, my adversaries taunt me, while they say to me all the day long, where is your God? Verse 11, why are you cast down, O my soul? Why are you in turmoil with me? So let me just pause there before the final verse. This psalmist here is asking great questions, but I think we need to answer it right. So the sentiments are very strong. Mourning, oppression, wounding, taunting, yearning. So these sentiments are extremely strong, but then he also counters it with the strong statement. And here it is, last verse. Hope in God, for I shall again praise him, my salvation and my God. So here we find this active, longing soul with the sentiment to pour it out before the Lord, not being hidden, and just calling it what it is. My soul is cast down. And then the feelings encounter the facts. So they cast down in turmoil, yet in the end, it turns to hope in the Lord. All right, let me make some conclusions about Psalm 42 as we leave it here today. So when you feel overwhelmed, it's time to go over the facts. So when you feel rocky, talk to the rock. That's what Psalm 42 is about. So when you experience need, remember the experiences of provision. So remembering is a part of this. And this is all about when the sentiments are encountering the sediment of the rock of God. So the Lord asks you, pour out your soul to the pillar of heaven. Ask with a sentiment, and then answer the ask with a statement, with the solidness. So God's not opposed to the feelings and fears and foibles of humanity, but Psalm 42 doesn't stop at the feeling. It stops at hope in the Lord, trust in the Lord, waiting on the Lord. So Psalm 42 doesn't stop at feelings towards the Lord. It directs you to the tower of the Lord. The Lord isn't afraid of your feelings. And it might just be that these feelings are the footprints that help us return to Him. So Psalm 42, when sentiments run smack dab into the sediment of the rock of God. Thank you for listening.